It doesn't seem to be climbing too fast, which is hopefully okay. It's trying to cool here. So hopefully it reaches 500K or thereabouts to get 100% efficiency, and then ceases to get much hotter than that. I'm not going to turn on the ISRU quite yet. I want to just confirm that we're happy here. How does the temperature go up in space? Well, it's the... Of course it does. Space is actually really, really bad at radiating out temperature because there's no air to carry it away. It's actually quite difficult for it to carry things away. So the temperature's here and climbing. Can I find out the temperature of this bit? I mean, that doesn't mean it's going to get too hot and not work. Well, at some point we've got to turn this on, though. Now, I guess... Do I want to burn this with this or that? I guess, where's my delta V stats? Looks like the thrust weight is about the same whether I use this or that. So the speed in the end is going to be pretty damn similar. It is getting hotter. Yeah, let's do a... You're right, let's do a proper quick save. Now, I'm hoping that as it gets hotter, it works less efficiency, so maybe the temperature stops rising? I don't know if that's true. Crew report. It's very round. What? Okay, no crew report from that. What about an EVA here? Nope. I think we can surface sample. We may have to let go. Whoop! Okay, do not do that. Can I not? I thought you could take a surface sample from an asteroid. Oh, there we go. Take sample. And we can rename the asteroid as well. Oh, let's rename it after a subscriber. I'm going to look at the first subscriber I see in chat. It is 5UBB4K asteroid. There we are. Up, grab, and board. Excellent. And... transmit data. Oh, what the? Why was I RCSing? I mean, it's fine. We're all linked. Let me just do a little time warp here. Temperature's climbing, but slowly. I think it is hitting sort of peak temperature. So we're not going to have the fastest mining, but I don't think we're going to overheat. All right, so let's turn this bad boy on. And I guess the problem is if we decide to make both liquid fuel and aux, then we have to have two processes running simultaneously. No, not that. This. Electricity is stable, however. Going up, temperature's going up. I'm hoping we have enough radiators for this. And presumably we are producing some amount of this stuff. Oh, there's a pair, liquid fuel plus... Ah, okay, stop. This is liquid fuel plus oxygen. There we go, so one job. You had one job! And it does seem to be rising over here, just very, very slowly. Looks like the mine has stalled at 637K. So that's good. Yeah, so we're hitting that balance where it loses the efficiency so it doesn't produce as much heat and then enough of it is radiating off. Stop mining, you're out of space. Am I? Oh, is it only mining to here? No, no, stop. That's not the button I wanted to hit. How do you open the second one? Alt-Shift. So... Can I not transfer fuel between these two parts? Oh, ore storage is full, so it stopped there. Yes, okay. Thermal efficiency is starting to wind up on here. Well, it must be storing in here, because it says it's generating something. So it's 2240 right now. Let's just wait. I guess I could fast forward here, right? There we go. It is filling the big jumbo tank. It's 2% of the way done making fuel. Is that what you figure? Based on room? I know thermal efficiency hit 100% here and then stopped that. So that's a thing. Temperature stable, so that's slowly producing this. And we did know that this would drill faster than the ISRU would be able to convert. So the cargo tanks will always be full. They'll be consumed and then filled and consumed and filled. They'll basically sit full all the time. You can see that here. It's alternating between 74.99 and 75. So that's to be expected. So I think what we would do is we would just let the game run for a big long time. And when this is full, see if we can't fix our orbit in some way. It's mostly full now. We actually might be able to start a burn. So let me go ahead and do this and that and that and that and that. Like that. I mean, I suppose the efficiency of the nuclear engines is better. So yes, I probably should just jettison this bottom part, right? Also, I should stop this so this never fills with oxidizer, because this is adding weight. That's right. So I think I should jettison this, because these are much more fuel-efficient engines. Well, I suppose what I should do is I should empty this first, because I've got it. But then when it's empty, not wait for this to reload, but just use the nuclear engines in the future, right? Right. So I'm still technically in orbit of Kerbal, but not really. So what I want to do is turn myself, I guess orbital retrograde right now would be the best way to slow things down, but I'm not sure that actually helps us re-enter. Let's, as a test, I'm going to set up a maneuver here. And if I were to burn orbital retrograde, yeah, it does shrink it down. And we want to get at the point where we're matching orbit with Kerbal, because that'll be a re-entry. Okay, so if I just do that, face retrograde. Here, let's use these buttons because they're handy. Retrograde, please and thank you. And I suppose you could use RCS. We've got tons of it, and we can make more. But the thing is, the reaction wheels are plenty powerful, and we do have lots of time. How does catching asteroids go beside this one? I don't know what you mean. Can you push the asteroid? Absolutely. The asteroid has mass. Very heavy. But it is physics enabled. We're actually rotating the asteroid right now. Well, we were. Now we're burning retrograde. So I'm going to do this. And we are actually changing our orbital speed here. And so this yellow line will get closer and closer. The blue line is the orbit of Kerbal. And so really what we need is we need our own orbit to be the same as Kerbal, more or less, so that we're running in parallel. And then if we just, assuming we're matching its orbit completely, and we just burn a tiny bit towards Kerbal, eventually we'll re-enter it. In practice, we will re-enter it at some point doing this. The yellow line will go away, which is what the thing was showing us. I think it was going to need about 900 meters per second delta V. But you can see we're burning very slowly. Like, you can see our delta V change is very small, because this is very heavy. Very heavy. But for our purposes, it's going to be pretty infinite fuel, isn't it? Is that the percentage left from max? I'm hoping it's got enough mass, or enough resources in here. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine, right? Great doomsday weapon to assure the infinite financing for KSB. Yeah, if we don't get money, if they stop paying us, what we'll do is we'll just deorbit this asteroid and crash land it onto the planet. That'll show them. That'll show them all. And yes, our asteroid is getting lighter and lighter. It'll eventually... It never changes size. I think it just basically we hollowed out from the inside and it's just an empty shell. How much we got? We got 11 minutes left to go. Because you are moving, shouldn't you deactivate the drill? Why, though? I mean, we might be able to alter our center of mass or something like that, but I don't see why we'd care. Did you stop the process and you didn't want to repeal this tank? This tank is filling so slowly, it doesn't matter, so... I mean, I suppose I could. So, alright, we'll do that. Stop. Just so that we don't waste any of this, although we have tons of resources. But so that technically we don't waste any of this on the somewhat less fuel-efficient engine. And if you want maximum efficiency, you just have one nuclear engine. But I figured that might be too slow to make changes. So we're basically just waiting for the yellow line to disappear, because it means we will re-enter Kerbal orbit, or never leave Kerbal orbit, most likely. Maybe worried the drill is throwing away resources. Wait, really? It doesn't just stop? Oh. Oh, that's dumb. All right. Seriously? I assumed it just, you know, didn't mine if there was no room for it. That's far less efficient. It does stop. I mean, the animation keeps going, but then it says status, no room, so I assume it doesn't... Actually, I guess we could check, right? If I keep this up, and we go and start the drill, we can confirm the numbers don't change. This is soaking power, but yeah, the number of minerals on the asteroid does not change while the drill is going if there's nowhere to put it. And we're starting to get some blinky blinky. Okay, more blinky blinky. Some of these are just floating point math errors. It'll settle down at some point. There we go. You can see this starting to curl in. There we go. Ooh, we'd actually do a flyby of a planet here. So now, what we really want to do is wait until we're at the apoapsis and burn retrograde to drop our periapsis as much as possible. Well, not as much as possible. I'm not looking to re-enter with this, although some people have done it. I suspect once they've emptied an asteroid mostly of resources. But I think, honestly, I think we have enough Delta V. We don't even need to mine it to have enough fuel to go home. You know what? Even though this is going to be throwing away resources, I'm actually kind of wondering if I shouldn't... No, it's fine. How much Delta V? We still have 500 meters per second Delta V in there, which is crazy. So if we go here and add a maneuver and burn a retrograde, and we need to right-click on the purple one, because that's our new periapsis, right? Keep that up there. So we need to bring that down. No, apparently I right-clicked on the wrong one. The yellow one. There we go. 1.5, 900, 800. So I think I'd like to put it in orbit at around... I tend to build my space stations at about 200K for no particular reason. That is hard to see. There we go. That's about right. And it'll be, you know, it'll be a little wobbly, so it won't be precise. It's only a 35 meter per second burn. Good God. We're going to slowly rotate here. I gotta say, that is a strong gripper. For everything else in the game that has super weak connections without the magic auto struts, the advanced grabbing unit is a super strong grip. I guess it only has one job, so what the hell, right? Leave it at Kerbal stationary orbit? That might be tough. There are missions to land asteroids on Kerbal? Wow. Catching asteroids look fun, and fear fun, too. Yes, absolutely. Did you bring Bruce Willis? Accidentally released it at the IRS. Accidentally. Can you mine out a planet with a drill? No, I don't think so. I don't think that any spots on the planet ever mine out either, but I'm not sure. Could be that an area of it might mine out. Again, I haven't really done a whole lot of mining, so... Whoa! Dude, where's my planet? I think we accidentally left Kerbal space, and everything got confused. So all I'm going to do, this is the lazy and easy way to do it, I'm just going to burn directly towards Kerbal. Actually, yeah, it was odd. I'm hoping I'm not too far out here. Burning towards the planet is... Well, effectively what I'm doing here is I'm burning retrograde and anti-radial. There we go. We'll re-enter over here. Okay. I don't know why we wandered out. Maybe I missed something. But I was looking at the chat, so I really didn't see. Quick save. And let's warp to the sphere of influence. Change. It's possible because we're right on the cusp of things. Yeah, I'm just going to go and burn retrograde here. From where we are. And that'll be fine. And then I can just watch. Because we're basically at the apoapsis. The apoapsis just stuck out just a tiny bit through weird rounding errors. Is it just me, or does it look like we're not burning retrograde? Oh, I was still time warping. I was going to say, nothing's responding. That happens a lot when I forget that when we re-enter the sphere of influence, it cuts back on your time warp, but doesn't actually cancel it. So then I'm always like, none of my controls are working. Make sure we still have the asteroid and it didn't destroy Kerbal. All right, there we go. Retrograde. So if I start the burn, there we go. Our periapsis will begin to drop, 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 like it's hot, 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 hot. See, who needs maneuvers? Maneuvers are for suckers. And watch me overshoot my periapsis target. That wouldn't be the end of the world, though. Well, unless I overshoot it by way too much, then it literally would be the end of the world. Oh, the other thing we'd want to do is actually enter into a proper elliptical orbit of Kerbal. The problem with that is I would have to do the burn when I'm overshooting the equator. It's going to be like right over here. So it'll be a little bit. We'll wait on that. That's going to be fine. Another asteroid over there, Class D. We'd have to go for a big one next time. So quick save before a big time warp. Shroomp. Really? Thousands? How come I can't time warp faster than this? Oh, because I have an alarm set from before. There we go. So we should now be falling towards Kerbal. Great fear of Kerbal kind is you sending the asteroid into the planet. I'm totally not going to do that. I don't know why these people don't trust me. Vroom. Whoa! Okay, I hit... See, this is why you always quick save before time warp. I hit the stop button way before I got to the planet, but it took forever to respond that I no longer wanted the time warp. Rude, really. I suppose I should actually do this because it's infinitely safer. Warp to here. And get rid of the alarm clock. Cancel. Warp to here. So much safer to do it that way. We have 2 minutes left to go. It starts off so slow, because when you're at the peak of the orbit, everything's slow, and then as you fall here, gravity from Kerbal is pulling you in and in and in. So we're speeding up and speeding up and speeding up, and it's going to go... The fastest speed point is going to be right at our periapsis. So it does go faster and faster. It's a little deceptive, which is why I should only ever auto-warp. There we go. Another quick save. Warp to here. And there's the alarm clock too, although the clicking on here is also fine. I could use the alarm clock to warp me to the periapsis, which is actually quite handy. I'm just going to wait until it rotates to our retrograde. Now, the retrograde here is not going to be exactly the same as the retrograde where it is now, but it's at least going to be close. Oh, you know what we're going to do? Because this will help with our flipping. We are going to stage. Quick save. Tiny explosion. Not a problem. That Class D just crashed into Kerbal? I hope not. Alright. Retrograde. And burn. Burn, burn, Disco Inferno. Oh, we're dropping our periapsis a little too much. No, time to periapsis is still dropping, which I guess it would. I'm just worried that the burn's going to be too long. Oh, no, we got lots of time. Okay. Should plan a maneuver. Maneuvers are for wimps. Watch me just blow right past my periapsis. That's okay, then we'll get it on the next orbit. It's okay. So here we go. Nuclear engine is a go. So now that we got that going on, you can restart and you can just liquid fuel, please. There we are. I mean, it's still draining, but that's okay. 8 seconds to periapsis. Yeah, worst case scenario, it might not circularize on this go, but that's alright. There you go, we just passed the periapsis. Again, ideally, you do half your burn before and half after. I suspect maybe I should have burned a little bit more sooner. Great fear has come true. Nuclear. Absolutely, nuclear engines. I don't know what you're talking about. I heard the president say it once, so it clearly must be true. I heard our president say it. So heat seems to be fine. Drop that apoapsis. Like it's hot. Like the rest of my ship is hot. Hot, hot, hot. So what's the cooling percentage? Is it like, if things get hotter, that percentage actually goes up more? I don't know. I just have to make sure not to drop my apoapsis too low, because I'm going to have to raise it up if I want exactly like 200k orbital thing. So, I mean, we're trying to stop this whole rock, right? That's what we're trying to do right now. Is like, whoa! It's got so much momentum, so much kinetic energy, and we're just trying to hit the brakes. And nuclear engines always have a really nice plume of stuff going on here. But, they are not that absolutely potent. They're just incredibly fuel efficient. Yes, I'm planning on leaving the asteroid in orbit around the planet, because what we can do then is I can set up a much bigger ship to reach over here that has huge fuel tanks, and it can just, over the course of a considerable amount of time, I'm just going to go ahead and drain all the liquid fuel here on this retro burn. There it is. So now we're out of fuel, and that's fine. So right now we're in an eccentric orbit, but I can just come back here in a few months, and it should have a full tank. We're getting some weird lighting effects here. It should have a full tank of liquid fuel. Actually, probably just a couple of days. And then we can finish this burn and circularize it. And yeah. Then I'm going to send up a big fuel processing station. Possibly with, again, I think the drill rates. I think one drill can actually supply 3 of the ISRUs. But even then, it doesn't matter if it doesn't match. But with a huge fuel tank. And actually, we don't need to send another drill. All I need to do is I could send another thing that's got a grabber in the front and a couple of big orange tanks to just latch onto the side here. It'll be a bit awkward to get it in, but I could latch it on right into the side, and just have much, much more fuel capacity. And yeah, just have a filling station over here. Almost no fuel left. No, we literally used all of our fuel. But, except that's not true. We have, this is our fuel tank. It just takes a little bit of a while before we can burn it. So if we look here, there we go. More liquid fuel coming in. We did it! Yes, and drills are dependent on having a high rank engineer. That is true. I think the ISRU speed is also dependent on having the engineer, isn't it? Because I think that's one of the reasons we're making fuel so slowly, is because we have only rank 1 engineers right now. Although if we did go and land them, isn't there a way to like get your guys to level up now? I don't remember. Did it get added into the base game somewhere? The ability to level up more dynamically? Maybe it's still a mod. I'm not sure. But yeah, we want to get some engineers with some actual levels. A couple of stars will dramatically increase the rate. I don't know if it changes the drilling rate. Because, I mean, it's sort of moot point right now because the drills are all full. But I think it increases your convertitron rate pretty dramatically. Oh yeah, and I forgot that our thermal efficiency was still rising up here. So we are going to produce this faster and faster as is. Science lab only. Science lab can level up Kerbals. Okay, which didn't you... Well, you used to have to send a training facility or something like that. Now I think all the science labs have it. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's a good tool. So we could use this. We could use this as a base for a space station. Right? Because this is all one ship. If I connect other things to this rock, it all counts as one big space station. We could set up a proper science lab up here. And certainly using this as a refueling station. Because one of the things we can do... One of the things is, when you're trying to run a mission, is when you lift off from Kerbin, most of what you're carrying with you is the rest of fuel. Fuel is extremely heavy. So if you need a ton of fuel to go out to, say, Joule or something way off in the distance, you're spending a crap ton of effort just lifting the fuel from the ground over to here. If instead you just lift up something, use up all the fuel just getting yourself into orbit, then plug in here and then refill, you need so much less fuel to get yourself off the ground. Because again, it's one of those weird things. Most of the fuel you're burning is to carry other fuel into space. So every time you avoid bringing a little bit more fuel, you save more fuel. So you bring less fuel, so you save more fuel. So you bring less fuel, so you save more fuel. And you end up with ships that are much smaller, lighter, cheaper. So come in here, meet up at the space station. You can trade Kerbals back and forth. You have a science station over here to do some level up and things like that. Process different science, and then take off for your real mission. You do have to make the effort of rendezvousing, which takes a little bit of fuel too, but again, mostly it's giant savior. Push the moon to Kerbin. Unfortunately, planets and moons are not physics enabled. But someone, I can't remember who, I don't know if it was Scott Manley or like XKCD, or I don't remember what it was. Maybe it was just someone on Reddit. Did the math of how much you would need to move the moon, and it was going to be like 10,000 of these nuclear engines would allow you to crash the moon into Kerbin after like a century or something ridiculous like that, because it would be so heavy. But it's not actually physics enabled. You can't actually move it. But we could bring gianter and gianter asteroids over here. This is, again, not actually the smallest. Class A is the smallest. This is Class B. But the Ds, and I think it goes up to E, which are really gargantuan. You need a lot to move it, and those engines would generate a lot of heat. But we could park, like, effectively a small moon in orbit, and then build a Death Star around it. It was Scott Manley. Excellent. Electric charge is bottoming out. We are... Oh, here's a problem. Let's move ourselves here, because I believe we're mostly being eclipsed. No, that's thermal cooling. There we go. Direct sunlight. There we are. Boop. Why are you... Oh! Off. There you go. It's because the solar panels were being eclipsed by our giant rock. Now, we're still going to not have power on the dark side, but that's okay. That's perfectly fine. Again, push comes to shove, we do have the little fuel cell we could always enable. But I think if we are not controlling this, I think it's going to keep running and power is not actually going to be a problem. But I think it will keep processing fuel while we're not running it. I'm actually not sure about that. Still, in any case, that is going to be the end of today's stream. Thank you very much for coming out. I really appreciate it. If you were here for the programming, I hope you like that too. Those videos will be up in the UbTubs hopefully relatively soon. I'll also get the files uploaded to. I'm going to try to get them onto GitHub again as soon as I can. And look for more programming content on youtube.com/Quill18creates soon. As soon as I work out the next problem along the step, work out the solutions to that. And yeah, next live stream. There's no D&D tomorrow. Briarstone has just gotten back, and he's still recuperating from the travels and trying to plan our next adventure. So my next live stream will be on Wednesday when we play some Civilization 6. We're going to continue our Poland run, which has gone mostly good, except for the fact that one of our cities literally got destroyed by a city-state. We'll have to burn them to the ground, obviously. When's the next Factorio vid coming? I don't know. I think I've got them scheduled for every other day right now, or every day. I'm not sure, but there's going to be more real soon. Don't worry about that. Thanks for watching. See you next time.